And you think about Diaz. I mean, this kid's capable of having. He was under the flu yesterday. Told me before the game he feels good. And for Duke, you talk Star Watch, the player of the year in the ACC, J.J. Redick.
Take a look at the starting lineups. A couple of changes for Duke that you will notice if you're a long-time Blue Devil fan. First, we'll take as a starter, as Mike Krzyzewski changes it up, and he will bring in Sean Dockery and Josh McRoberts off the bench. 1996 was the last time Duke has lost 3 games in a row.
It's quite a while ago, huh? Unbelievable. Think about winning this tournament 6 out of 7 years. That's just amazing.
So much is expected of them that occasionally things get lost. What tremendous success Mike Krzyzewski and his staff have had.
8 consecutive Sweet 16s. But when you're Duke, that's certainly not the standard. A little zone defense right now. 2-3 zone.
Can Redick get off to a quick start?
23 for 80 in his last 4 games.
Williams trapped inside. Good ball movement. Melchione open. He has been shooting better of late. Melchione again. Sheldon Williams a rebound, and he gets it.
That's the problem. Williams, little full court trap, trying to speed up the tempo.
Paulus was open, fast on the shot for the pass to DeMarcus Nelson.
Turnover by Paulus. Good play by Paulus, anticipating well. Finds the open Nelson. I'll tell you, Duke's got a real up-tempo step to their game right now, early in this game. Mike Krzyzewski's going to like the way they've come out. You're going to watch the play right here on the steal. Look at the anticipation. Good passing right there after making the steal. And there's the conversion by Nelson.
It's the first foul.
That's amazing. You talk about Nelson. He's the all-time leading scorer in the history of basketball.
And with his demeanor, he is the 3rd all-time leading rebounder in California.
That's incredible.
He's just a remarkable athlete. Clemente, the second cousin of the late, great Roberto Clemente.
Wow, was he great, number 21.
The best right fielder I ever saw. And Clemente is faster than anybody I've seen since the kids played at Michigan State a few years ago.
Yeah,
he just blows by everybody. And there's Frank in his 2nd season at Miami. Very familiar with the ACC, grew up in North Carolina. He was an assistant at Wake Forest as well, and then at Texas under Rick Barnes.
Well, he went to Elon here in North Carolina. He's from out of Burlington. He's trying to bring some spirit down there. They got that new facility the last couple of years, basically selling it out for ACC games. In fact, they're going to expand and add about 3,000 seats.
Good guy, good coach.
Oh, yes, a great, classy guy.
Paulus got it to Williams. Jimmy Graham, 0-0, is in there right now. He's a 6'8" freshman from Goldsboro, North Carolina, has started 10 games this year.
He's going to be asked to really lean on and to try to bother certainly Sheldon Williams on the inside, the All-American. For Miami to win, they need a great performance out of their perimeter players. That is their strength. He's certainly an outstanding athlete.
Pass, the shot won't go for Hicks.
Like his progress, they really feel very his future, very active.
Last 10 games, he's averaged 5.5 points a game off the bench. Paulus for 3.
Well, if he makes that shot, what a dimension he adds to Duke and to his game.
It's a shot he's got to take as long as he's wide open.
Backcourt.
That's a backcourt violation.
Backcourt.
Jimmy Graham was across the timeline and then dumped it back. Mike Krzyzewski, what can you say? He has done everything in this business you could conceivably do. In 26 years, he has just racked up remarkable numbers. Sheldon Williams on the lob, double team blocked by Graham.
Good play by Graham coming over on the All-American inside.
Now a foul on Height. McRoberts is checked in for Duke. And here comes Anthony King back in the ball game as Graham will come out. And Frank Haith obviously going to shuttle some of his big people to try to do a lot of work on Sheldon Williams. McRoberts, nice catch in the lane, doesn't have a shot. Reddick off. His shot has been off for the last couple of weeks. JJ unloads again. McRoberts got the rebound knocked out of his hand. And the problem with JJ's shooting is he's getting good looks.
Take a look right here.
Not going in.
He's got a good look right here. He's squaring up a little far. I mean, he shot that from Charlotte.
Duke 1 out of 5 from three-point range so far. Paulus hit his.
You know, Mike, it must be tough playing. You know, every time you shoot the ball, it's being analyzed.
Sure.
It's being charted.
Reddick again.
Like
0 for 3.
Exactly. We got everyone charted, analyzed. 23 for 80 coming in, so now he's 23 for 83.
Everybody just waiting, Dick, you know, waiting for him to break out. And there is the explosive Guillermo Diaz, number 6 scorer in the ACC, 17.5 points a game. He can light it up, and so can Robert Height.
You know, he's very streaky as a shooter, but when he gets on fire, he's as good as anyone.
Paulus knocked out of McRoberts trying to go for the rebound.
You know, it's really interesting.
And the foul on McRoberts, excuse me, Dick.
With their perimeter players, you would think that really no trouble handling the pressure of Duke, and that's been bothering them early in this game. You would think Height, Diaz, and company can handle it. Duke's 1 for 7. Marty Aronoff with us. I mean, does it get better than having Marty here with us?
No, it doesn't.
He's got those stats. He's flashing that 1 for 7 for me.
Marty was here 5 minutes early today.
Wow. There's that quickness of Clemente. Boy, you say that name, I just think of number 21 and that rightfully had.
Best arm.
Roberto.
Best arm in the world.
But we had a pretty good right fielder in Detroit by the name of Kaline.
Yeah. Been a lot of good ones, but nobody threw like Clemente. No one was that big humanitarian and suffered such a tragic loss when he died on a relief mission.
Nice offensive rebound by King on the inside.
King's a player. If he was with a team that was less perimeter oriented, I think King would be one of those guys that had 14 and 10.
Certainly very active on the inside.
Reddick, good look this time around a screen. McRoberts with a follow. He's fouled by King.
I would like to get into the mind of J.J. Reddick. What do you think he's thinking right now? He's probably saying, those guys, Patrick Vitale, are telling the world I'm 0 for 4.
Through the Fire. Premieres Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN.
7-Up Plus with calcium. With a burst of real fruit juice, 10% of your daily calcium, and only 10 calories per serving. It's one thing strong women everywhere can't get enough of.
Manager to the front.
7-Up Plus. For great taste with calcium, the only way to go is up.
I'm number 1. I'm number 1. No, I'm number 1. I'm number 1.
Taco Bell's Crunchwrap Supreme. Beefy, melty, crunchy, cool, classic Taco Bell taste. Loaded into a flour tortilla and grilled for maximum portability. For classic Taco Bell tastes that are good to go, think outside the bun.
The Acura MDX. Connect to the modern world or escape from it.
Welcome back to Greensboro. ACC tournament action. Duke on top early. And Dick, prior to break, you were talking about the struggles of J.J. Reddick. Well, when you want to look at it numbers-wise, it has not been very pretty. 23 of his last 80 shots he has made. When you think about his career numbers and his last 4 games, those are vastly different. In fact, he has stopped watching SportsCenter. He said, I can't turn it on without them either making comparisons to Reddick or Morrison, and then also about my struggle shooting the basketball. When Duke scrimmaged 5-on-5 drive this week, guys, Mike Krzyzewski went up to J.J. Redick prior to the scrimmage. He said, I want you to take 40 shots in this 5-on-5 situation. Obviously, it's a concern that he's not shooting it well as we come down the stretch of the season, gentlemen.
At some point, he's going to break out, and he's going to make about 18 out of 20. All the talk's going to go away, and whenever he does it, the team they're playing is going to get the worst of it.
You know, but he's got to realize also all that talk is because he's such a star. That comes with being a star. That's respect. But Duke really, not only J.J. Redick, as a team the last 4 games has shot poorly, especially in the first half. The last time they had a breakout first half shooting the ball was against Miami. 61% in the first half, 36 in the second half.
McRoberts, 1 out of 2.
Here comes that full court pressure. They're going to have to handle it. They should not have a problem with that pressure.
Duke, 8 out of 13 of their shots have come from three-point range so far.
Spread the court, get good spacing. It's a key against Duke. You don't want them let. Oh, offensive charge by the young kid, Clemente.
Clemente picks up the foul. Dockery was there to draw it. That's freshman against senior.
Clemente gets the start today. Usually it's Anthony Harris, but they have not been happy with the way Harris has been playing. Take a look here. He beats him to the spot. Dockery, good defense, but not a bad little job of acting. The Oscars went out the other night. He's trying to be George Clooney.
Williams.
They'll stay in that zone until they show they can start making shots. Use that zone to get some help inside on Williams.
McRoberts couldn't handle a pass, knocked out of bounds. It's out to Miami.
Got to catch that on the inside. Hey, already some wild things happening in basketball. Look what happened in the Atlantic 10. Temple blowing out George Washington. I know you don't want to hear that. You're a George Washington guy.
Well, Mensah Bonsu is hurt, and I think you can't go into a tournament where everybody else is desperately hungry without everybody.
And Temple's one of those dangerous teams at tournament time. But what that does, that's going to be another bid for the Atlantic 10, and that creates problems and worries for teams like Florida State.
Absolutely. Clemente with a runner in the lane. Williams with a rebound, 1 and done. Here comes Docker. Redick for 3. Got it. Look out.
He's not hesitating, I'll tell you that.
Well, that's a great look for a three-point shooter at the top of the circle.
Well, he's not going to hesitate. I don't care if he's 0 for 9. He's not going to hesitate.
That's what he's out there to do. And now Dockery called for a block.
Take a look right here. That's the perfect place for a shooter, as you said, Mike. They love that right up on top of that circle. I like it there, but I like to get in about another 7 feet.
And have nobody guarding you.
Exactly.
Bad pass, out to Duke.
Really struggling handling a basketball. That's been a real dilemma here early.
Anthony Harris, number 12, was checked in. That was 5 Miami turnovers. We've only played 5.5 minutes.
Well, you know, Harris missed the first 9 games, had an injury. They really were counting on him. He had some good moments, but recently has not played to what they think's his potential.
Well, they wanted him more as a point guard as Melchioni takes the 3. McRoberts sails in for the rebound and knocks it out of bounds. But Harris was supposed to be more of a point guard. He only has 3 more assists than he has turnovers. You can't have a point guard that does that.
No, you don't want that kind of ratio, obviously. Very difficult to win. That's why they've lost 6 of their last 7 games.
Tough physical matchup here for Melchioni. Diaz a lot quicker, but Melchioni the height advantage. And Diaz, great pass, and the easy layup for Raymond Hicks.
Well, Diaz with a terrific play. He created that opportunity with his penetration ability, and he beat Melchioni one-on-one. That's been really a problem for Duke. Teams that can spread the floor and beat them one-on-one.
Dockery with a runner fouled by Harris. Championship week on ESPN continues this afternoon. Indiana against Wisconsin in the Big Ten quarterfinals. The Big Ten quarterfinal part of championship week on ESPN Friday at 2 Eastern. Also available in high definition on ESPN HD. Call your cable operator or satellite provider today. McRoberts in the pivot, goes with the right hand, in and out. He hasn't shot well lately. But boy, you talk about upside.
Yeah, he shows great flashes of incredible potential. I think his breakout year will be next season.
Diaz. He can be such a sweet scorer.
They got to ride him. They got to ride him. They got to get on his back, and they got to really get the ball in his hands and take advantage of his great ability to try and...
He seems to save his best for the good teams. Against ranked teams in the last 2 years, better than 20 points a game. It's a kid that steps up. Well, height's been invisible so far. That's unusual.
He likes the big stage when you talk about Diaz.
Dockery for three.
They want his three to come back. He has not shot the three recently.
Everybody's got to shoot better for Duke.
See, right now, Duke really struggles in one-on-one situations on the defensive side. Especially against teams with quickness, you can get your one-on-one.
Hicks gets the touch, drops it in Miami. Takes the lead at 12-11. Duke has only hit 2 out of 10 three-point shots overall. They are a woeful 4 of 17. Riddick, 2 in a row. That one touched nothing.
Tell you what, he was 0 for 4, but he's quickly 2 for 6.
Diaz on a break. Height. Boy, he's got a launch angle on that thing.
They need height to step up. He's been, like you said, invisible. They need height and Diaz to have A games today. They cannot have a B game and have a chance to beat Duke.
And height averaging over 5.5 rebounds a game. The best rebounding guard in this conference. Dockery way short on the three.
I think Dockery's thinking on every time he's shooting the ball rather than just shooting it.
Yeah, shooters have to have no conscience whatsoever.
They can't worry about missing 1 or 2.
Harris. Harris got it off the Hicks foul before the shot. It's going to be on Melchione. Good start for Miami. Whoa.
Whoa, whoa.
Hang on, baby. 2-point lead for Duke over Miami.
Looks like
No, your eyes are not deceiving you. That is prime rib, the creme de la creme of steaks. It's the new prime rib sub, and it's only at Quiznos. A tender prime rib, roasted slow and delicious, sliced thin and piled high with melted mozzarella and a tasty peppercorn sauce. You can only get mouthwatering taste like this from prime rib, and you can only get the prime rib sub from Quiznos. Toasty.
Get that money, man. Get that money, man. Get that money, yo. I gotta get that money, man. I gotta stack cheese. I gotta stack cheese. I need at least 2 G's.
Hello, sir. 20 minutes away. Yes, sir. Bye.
Prices, I stay grinding. People trail blind. All the peeps want to stand.
160 channels of rap, rock, sports, and more with XM satellite radio at Avis. Just another way we try harder.
So tell me, is it true you do more breaks than anyone?
Yes, we do almost 2 million brake jobs a year.
And you guarantee all your work?
Absolutely. If you... Is something burning?
Oh, those are Fred's old brakes.
Very funny.
Come to the best. Midas, America's leader in brakes. You'll get pads or shoes for just $99.95 installed, backed by a nationwide lifetime guarantee. For mechanics known for their work and their word.
Trust the Midas touch.
Back in Greensboro, and time now for ESPNU's Pride of the Program. Today in the spotlight, UC Irvine.
65-63. Aggies. Ronnie Ross for 3. Good! Irvine down by 1. Green has got it. Green with 2 seconds. Green for the win. Got it! And UC Irvine has done it.
More of ESPNU's Pride of the Program features available on mobile ESPN.
Take a look at the penetration right here. You get him one-on-one, he's just going to beat you. He beats you with great quickness. He delivers the rock. You give help, and they get a layup. And Doris, I'll tell you, this kid is really quick, Doris.
Oh, there's no question. And, in fact, nice pass inside, guys. In fact, Frank Haith told Guillermo Diaz, listen, you need to study tape of TJ Ford. Why? Because TJ was exceptional at playing with pace. You saw it on that replay. That change of pace keeps people off balance, Dick.
He really does. He's got that great first step, explodes to the basket. I don't think Duke can handle him on a perimeter.
Melchione with an offensive foul. Diaz, who struggled yesterday in the opening round because of the effects of the flu. I mean, he literally could not get up and down the court. He just looked very, very tired, very, very weak.
I spoke to him before the game. He said, I feel a lot better today. They were able to hang in. Clemson, you know, good basketball team. A team that had a 13-point lead, and you got to give credit to Miami having the guts to come back and win that game.
Miami didn't want to go away, didn't want that season to end.
They want to shock the nation today, like the Knowles did about 2 weeks ago.
Tell you what, there's a couple of teams in this tournament that shock everybody. Miami is one of them.
I'll tell you one thing. I have seen it in the last month with Duke. Their defense is really subpar. They are not guarding people like they did earlier in the year.
Nelson for three.
People are getting open shots, Mike. You normally don't see that against Duke.
At times, they look tired, Dick. And you don't know whether it's physical or mental. But, you know, that guy will figure it out.
Well, I think, you know, people don't give him enough credit for the amazing job he has done to get maximum to have this team at 27-3. I don't believe when you look at their personnel that this is vintage Duke. What I think about with Battier, Jason Williams, or when you had Hurley and Leitner and Hill, or when you had Dawkins and Billis and Allery and Ferry and those people.
Well, he said it at the beginning of the season. 2 freshman starters, and then DeMarcus Nelson suffers the injury. He knew it would not be a great Duke team, but they're still very good.
He's still amazing how he's gotten so much out of every player, and especially out of the 2 big guys, Williams and Reddick.
There's height in the bucket.
Wide open shots. Defensive breakdowns again. Not beating guys to the spot.
Reddick from way outside, 3 in a row. Holy cow.
I'll tell you one thing, they're lucky he's made 3 in a row because they're standing around. I see a lot of Kodak cameras and people taking pictures while he's shooting.
Well, save a couple for JJ. That's 3 in a row. That one was from quarter court. Good block out inside by Graham, and he's fouled.
Take a look when you see him. Wow, look how far. The line is up here. Look where he's shooting from. I mean, that is from down Raleigh, North Carolina. Somebody better tell him he's playing in Greensboro.
His range sometimes is just inside the center circle.
His range is incredible. I'll tell you one thing. Anybody who doesn't think he's going to be a solid NBA player, forget about it.
Height. When Height and Diaz get hot, I mean, they get white hot.
Well, look how they're breaking them down, getting wide open looks. They're getting some confidence, too. If you're Duke, you got to put them away by halftime. You start letting the team hang around and start to feel they were as good as you. See, they really knocked them out in that first half when they played them earlier this year. That was the game that J.J. Redick broke the record of Johnny Dawkins. Hit that big 3 with about a 4-minute mark.
Hamilton picks up his first foul, and Sheldon Williams will go to the line, averaging a double-double.
How good is
Miami really limped into this tournament. They had lost 6 out of 7 games after seemingly establishing themselves as an easy NCAA choice.
Well, they really put themselves out, basically. I mean, they got to pay. I would think that they would have to at least get to the finals, maybe even win it all to get a tournament berth.
I think they got to win it all, based on
pre-conference schedule.
Right.
Same face in Florida State. That pre-conference schedule could hurt them.
Diaz from a mile outside Reddick with a rebound. Well, Florida State's pre-conference schedule was absolutely dreadful.
But at least they're 9-7. They got something to argue about. You're 9-7 in the ACC. I personally think you belong. You beat Duke and really should have had Duke twice. And I think the committee will look at that game as well.
But don't you think Maryland has taken over from Florida State?
I think Maryland's got a great shot.
Diaz Good steal, easy layup, and Miami up 20-18.
See, if you are taking the best 34 teams in America as at-large teams, I don't believe they're better than Maryland and Florida State when you're talking that number 34.
Williams, good dish from Reddick, and he draws a foul.
Hey, Doris, I know you got some more to tell us about Diaz. He's got a handle like you did when you played at Providence.
But he's certainly a lot faster than I was, Dick. This is a young man who grew up in Puerto Rico, guys, was a great volleyball player. In fact, didn't play basketball till he came over to this country. Perry Clark was called by his high school coach, Coach Art Alvarez, and said, listen, you need to come take a look at this young man. They lucked out with him, and that last play typifies his maturity. In the past, because he didn't know anything about the game, guys, he might have tried to make a spectacular play. With the game on the line, Dukes, they're in this thing. He's trying to make smart plays. Goes up, lays it in. Incredible that he's been playing basketball for only a few years.
You know, Doris, as a junior, he is number 5 all-time in three-point shots made. Number 10 all-time scorer at Miami.
They got a nice group of guys coming back next year, so they really can move in a positive way. Hope Perry Clark gets another job. I thought that this guy has a lot of potential. There are a lot of good guys out there when you think about Peter Gillen, Bobby Huggins, Perry Clark, Steve Lapis, a lot of coaches out there hoping to get another opportunity.
Diaz guarded by Paulus. Great crossover. Missed the shot. And it's knocked out of bounds out to the Blue Devils.
Take a look at the three-point leaders when you look there. Certainly Edwards. Up on top, Darius Rice. Rice really can shoot the ball. Came with a big reputation. Jerry Rice's nephew.
Well, I got 2 of the 5 on this ball court.
So you're going to play it off of Powers and Dockery.
Dockery, and I believe he had a toe on the line. They signaled a 3, but I thought Dockery had a foot on the line, which would make it a 2.
You can use the monitor to determine that. I'll tell you, he was wide open, though. He and Paulus, they're going to let him shoot that shot from outside.
Our producer, Kim Belton, telling us from the truck that it was a 3. An air ball. They get the rebound and kick it back outside. And Clemente, who is averaging nearly 6 points a game, gets his first.
Well, let me tell you about Mr. Clemente. He didn't make a 3 in January, basically made 1. Didn't make any in February, and then finally made probably the biggest for Miami yesterday when he hit one late in the game. The first one after going 0 for 14.
And he's only a 25% shooter from outside. They get it inside on a beautiful pass to Hicks, and Hicks will draw a foul. Miami giving Duke everything it can handle. We've got a timeout on the court, and Miami leads Duke.
Listen up, V-Dub in the house. Jason, this is your 98 whatchamacallit.
You got an F.
You know what we're gonna do now?
No.
Unpimp your auto. We just dropped it like it's hot. V-Dub, representing Deutschland.
The GTI Mark V, pre-tuned by German engineers.
The journey begins on Selection Monday. From the tournament draw...
I think this is a very dangerous team.
...to the final buzzer.
NCAA champion.
We'll take you there. Women's Basketball Selection Special, Monday at 7 on ESPN.
Introducing mobile ESPN. Sports fans, your phone has arrived.
Hi, I'm Matt LePay for Capital Kia, where we have the power to surprise. Surprise? Now at Capital Kia, you can buy a new 06 Spectra for just $199 a month. $199. Think of this, that's just $50 a week. Here's another surprise. For that same $199 a month, you can drive a new 06 Sportage SUV. And both come with Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Call 800-642-7885 or go to CapitalForKia.com. Capital Kia.
Have
have Charter Digital? Then you have On Demand with access to a variety of free programs and information. Just go to channel 999 and look for a special category called I Want More.
Now's your chance to catch the latest episodes of Simply Fishing whenever and wherever you like on channel 999 under the I Want More category. Watch as the team pursue trophy game fish from Brazil to Alaska. Simply Fishing. Available on Charter Main Street and on demand on channel 999.
Go to channel 999 and select I Want More.
Scott Reese in the studio. Big Ten quarterfinals, Ohio State, Penn State. We know the Buckeyes tend to live and die by the three. They're just 2 of 11 from beyond the arc. That's opened the door for the Nittany Lions. Travis Parker underneath, and Penn State has the lead 25-20 as they tick down toward halftime. Also, the Buckeyes placed on 3 years probation for indiscretions under the Jim O'Brien regime. It will not affect this year's team. Mike?
All right, thanks, Scott. We appreciate it.
You know, it's really interesting there with that probation, and really, in a way, I'm happy they're not reflecting on the kids that are there now or the kids in the future. Penalizing for what happened in the past. You fine them, you take down some of their trophies, etc., but you don't penalize innocent kids and innocent coaches. And that means now that Odin and Connolly, the super recruiting class, knows when they go to Ohio State, they're eligible for March Madness.
Well, if that's the way you're going to approach it, and I think that is the way to do it, then I think you have to make the penalties against the institution just overwhelmingly
financially
harsh.
Financially really harsh.
Yep.
Look at this. But watch how they back away. They really back away on a perimeter. Other than Reddick, they let the other people really get any shot they want.
King, as Frank Haight goes really deep, bad pass. Dockery ahead of the pack, reverses it. What a smart play. He knew there were 2 guys coming to block it, used the bucket to protect himself.
Yeah, really good basketball IQ by Dockery. You know, it's really interesting. If you want to spring an upset, you better not turn the ball over against Duke.
They don't need your help, although the last couple of games they could have used a couple of more easy buckets.
Well, it looks like they're picking it up a little bit more defensively. See a little more intensity on the ball. Can't play him one-on-one.
Miami at times goes a little too much one-on-one and stand around and watch somebody else dribble a basketball. That time they did with Diaz, and he came up with an air ball.
Yeah, he really got into the lane. Now watch this right here. Playing a little better on the defensive side, a little more intensity. Now watch him with the reverse. See right here, he's going to use the basket and use the net so that they cannot come up and block that shot. Terrific basketball IQ.
And didn't do it too early to signal it. Duke with 10 fast break points in this game out of their 24.
Harris is going to really have to play well at that point guard slot. You can't win without great point guard play. Just ask Georgia Tech or Wake Forest, who we have in the next game, got a solid game yesterday out of Gray at that point.
Harris gets it inside. The shot won't fall for Hicks. And Duke comes out with the ball.
Got a terrific opportunity there.
They're getting inside, getting good looks, Dick.
Oh, they're getting good looks offensively.
Reddick goes baseline, a lot of contact, offensive foul. J.J. Reddick.
Michael Yeats with the call on the drive to the goal. So I think he's got to attack a little more off the dribble. Even though he charged there, as you look at the coach of our Olympic team, I think he's got to attack with this dribble. He does charge, he makes contact, but I think he's become a little too stationary, wanting to shoot the 3 lately. Want to go to that line. He's not attempted yet a 2-point shot in the game, tells me Marty. And they've also kept him off the free throw line, and that is a key against Duke.
Under 6 minutes to go, first half. Tied at 24. This tempo suits Miami right now as well. Height.
Oh. He had a wide open look.
He brings rain with some of these.
Nothing but nylon. The left-hander can flat out stroke it.
Height has 7.
Ian Diaz give you a nice inside attack, nice lob. McRoberts with the catch.
Boy, McRoberts is so athletic inside.
He is going to have a breakout year next year. With Sheldon Williams on the inside, I don't think he's been in a comfort zone.
Wait till he and Hansbrough are going at it 2 or 3 times a year for the next 3 years. Won't that be fun?
How good is Tyler Hansbrough?
Oh, he's wonderful.
He's just incredible. Brad Nessler, I had him in that Carolina game. Oh, wow, what a shooting exhibition. Hey, get the fire chief in the house. He is on fire.
Height, 2 in a row from long range. He has 10. Miami with its biggest lead.
Little raindrops, man. He's up there in the clouds.
Wide open. The three-point shot to Marcus Nelson, who's nearly 42% from long range.
Any one of the players other than Redick and Melchioti are going to get wide open looks from that perimeter.
Nelson just needs to establish with consistent numbers. His percentage is there. Right. Just hasn't shot that many.
Well, he missed a lot of games.
Feeling it. Got his own rebound. He's a tremendous rebounder for a guard, but Sheldon Williams, standing flat-footed, stuffed it right in his face.
He's a good athlete, very active. He's got great bounce off the floor when you talk about height.
Dockery.
Wide open.
Shot it in rhythm, too, but it didn't go.
I mean, there's no one guarding those guys on the perimeter.
And Dockery had shot so well for most of this year. Williams with the block. Jimmy Graham went up, and the landlord said, get it out of here.
I'll tell you, he says, thou shalt not enter thy lane. What a terrific college player he's been for 4 years. You look at his numbers. You talk about a guy that stuffs the stat sheet. Unbelievable. There he is with the great angle, the great block.
Look at the shoulders on this guy.
Perfect timing.
I mean, he is just something else.
His triple-double against Maryland was so special.
Yep.
Not to Gary Williams. Hey, what about a tribute to Gary regrouping that team to put himself in this position for a bit?
Loses his best players, got a chance still to go to the NCAA.
I think the knockout punch for him would be if they could beat Boston College tonight. Look what Syracuse did up in New York. You talk about a team that responded, beating Cincinnati and the Huskies.
And Jim Boeheim deserves a lot of credit for that one.
On Selection Sunday, who's in?
That is going to be the most compelling region.
Who's out?
That is not fair.
Dive into the brackets with Reese, Digger, Jay, and Dickie V. Bracketology, Sunday beginning at 5 on ESPN.
The World Baseball Classic. Team versus team. Nation versus nation. Baseball bragging rights are on the line. The World Baseball Classic continues through March 20th on ESPN, ESPN2, and ESPN Deportes.
Is there anything else I can bring you?
I know it's supposed to be back at the office at 2, sir. Yeah, sir, the job's taking longer than I expected. Shoot.
When?
I can't rush perfection.
We'll just try.
Will do, sir.
He bought it.
V-dub here in full effect with Trey and this ride.
It looks like it could fly.
What time is it?
I don't know.
Time to unpimp the auto. Oh, snap. German engineering in the house, yeah.
The GTI Mark V, pre-tuned by German engineers.
Excuse me, gorgeous. Can I get into you for a second? Just did. Bye.
So you just gonna fake it till you make it, huh? I've been saving this for 3 years so you can get out of here.
Man, I need to get myself one of these.
Take a ride with your boy. Come on. You ain't gotta be a dope boy to have money.
On March 31st, it all comes down to family.
I believe in you even when you're too stupid to believe in your damn self.
T.I.
You got a problem with my brother. You deal with me.
Big Boy.
That was so disrespectful.
ATL. This film is not yet rated. Starts March 31st.
Scott Reese, Doug Gottlieb in the studio. Ahead on the 7-Up halftime report, details on the Ohio State probation, and we'll update their game against Penn State. Big 12 underway with Texas and Texas Tech. And Doug, Duke looks a bit sluggish this morning.
Yeah, they do. So does Ohio State. So did UConn to begin the game yesterday. You know, #1 seeds, they get that bye. Takes them a while to get going. These other teams have played a game already.
We'll be peppy at halftime, I promise. Mike and Dick, back to you.
Well, Scott, we're trying to be a little peppy ourselves because this is the greatest venue in the world to do some basketball games. This thing belongs at the Greensboro Coliseum. I know there are a lot of other things at work, you know, marketing and all that sort of stuff, but this place is just perfect.
Well, it's a granddaddy of all tournaments down here in the ACC. John Swafford and Freddie Barricade do a phenomenal job. That's height on the sideline, working on him.
Looks like cramps.
They need him. They don't need him on the sideline. They need that jump shot. They need that stroke, as Mr. Diaz as well. It's a time for Duke to really get a little spurt.
Well, I think when Frank Haith has a chance to rest Diaz, knowing he's coming off that flu, the more he can rest him, the better off he is. And right now, he's still tied with 3:37 to go in the first half.
You know, it's interesting in the first half, J.J. Redick has not been to the free throw line. He's reverting almost back to his early days as a Duke player and relying on that perimeter three as opposed to putting the ball to the floor, which he did so well for 3/4 of the season, and getting to that free throw line.
Harris, nice crossover to get down the lane. Faked like he was going left around the circle and exploded down the middle.
I tell you, this Duke team has a very tough time guarding people one-on-one who have quickness.
Ball is trying to penetrate all the way underneath. Nelson, he hit his last one. He's hit 2 straight from long range, and Duke regains the lead.
He sends a little message out to Frank Haith and the Miami staff. I can shoot the rock too, baby.
DeMarcus Nelson has 8 points, second only to Redick for Duke.
That was a blessing for Duke getting him back from that injury.
Clemente into the lane.
Mike, here's another example, beating a guy off the dribble, spread the court. Lenny Elmore talked about that about 2 months ago, about one way to beat Duke. Have guys quick and you can beat them off that dribble.
Sheldon Williams double team, couldn't hit the shot, contact, no whistle.
This is a positive for Miami because they're doing it without Height and Diaz.
And these guys getting wide open shots. Not necessarily that one, but getting wide open shots like that.
And then making hustle plays because you start to believe that you can win. And Duke doesn't look like they have that kind of intensity right now.
Miami shooting 50% against the top-seeded Blue Devils.
Try to set a double screen right there for Redick.
Nick Roberts sets a moving screen, picks up his second foul. The quarterfinals continue tonight on ESPN2. A doubleheader for you. 7 o'clock Eastern, Virginia against 10th-ranked North Carolina. At 9 Eastern, Maryland against number 11, Boston College. The ACC quarterfinals, part of Championship Week, presented by 7-Up on ESPN2 and available in high definition on ESPN2 HD.
You know, Villanova has a chance to get the #1 seed overall if they can win that Big East tournament. Ohio State has a chance to be a #1 seed if they can win the Big Ten.
Harris, McRoberts wouldn't let him score, but now we've got a jump ball situation, and the possession arrow gives it to the Canes.
You know what's really happening now with all these tournaments? It must be driving Craig Littlepage and all his cohorts absolutely bananas, trying to figure out seedings and figure out who goes where. And I'm going to tell you, the last 3 teams to pick is going to be a nightmare for them.
Every time there's an upset of a top-seeded team, that means somebody who was on the bubble is really in trouble.
Well, let me ask you this. You and I have been doing this for so many years. Is it any different? There's always going to be a number 66,
sure,
a number 67, and a number 68 that's going to be screaming, and we'll be screaming on a selection show. They got robbed. That'll never change,
Sure.
Mr. Littlepage.
Somebody is always going to get the short end of the deal. Diaz with a free throw. He's in the top 10 in the ACC in free throw percentage, 79% from the line. Great stroke. Great intensity.
I think these Duke kids have realized that people feel they can play it. They got to show a little more emotion on that bench. Look how listless they look. Look how listless. You're playing in the ACC tournament. Where's the fire? Where's the intensity, the emotion?
Miami has its biggest lead. Boy, that was a terrific pass by Paulus. And Jamal Boykin getting some minutes.
Look, you see, he went to the bench. That tells you that Mike Krzyzewski's not happy with what's happening on the floor. The fact that he's went to the bench. He very rarely brings in guys like Boykin. Look at the three-point shooting. Wow. 7 for 20 points in the paint. I think a big stat is J.J. Redick not on the free throw line. That
free throw by Boykin.
That supports our theory that he's shooting threes, right, and not attacking.
Boykin averaging 1 point a game and 3 minutes a game. Highly unusual appearance with his team down in the first half in the opening round for them of the ACC tournament.
You know, kids like Boykins, Boateng on the bench, they got pretty good, strong resumes as high school players.
And got a lot of minutes earlier in the year.
See a little more confidence now with every bounce by the Miami kids.
And he's a little more athletic than a lot of Duke players. He can give them some good man-to-man defense.
Taking some time off the clock. Smart. He wants to go in halftime. Momentum on their side. He wants to go in with the lead.
Diaz. Little strong Reddick with the rebound. And a timeout for the Blue Devils with 1:03 on the clock. They are a three-pointer away from tying it up. Mike Krzyzewski not happy with the effort right now.
As Team Mom, my mom always watches what we eat and encourages us to eat our Campbell's Chunky Soup. Like new Chunky Fajita Steak.
Eat up those big chunks of steak.
She's also very encouraging from the sidelines.
When you're feeding, don't stop.
New Campbell's Chunky Fajita Soups fill you up right.
During the timeout, Mike Krzyzewski letting his team know he was not particularly happy with the way things were going.
See, really sloppy play, not happy at all. And that's why his intensity has been the reason Duke's won 6 out of 7 tournaments here in the ACC, plus having good players, but he always has a way of getting the most out of his players. He's a motivational genius.
Paulus missed that three. And now Clemente looking over toward Frank Haith, who really has his team psyched up coming into this tournament.
They're still hanging. You know, you talk about a tournament berth. They're right now really on the thresh.
I really think they've got to at least go to the finals.
Oh, I agree.
Even a breathing chance.
I agree. Exactly.
19 seconds to go. Here comes Duke. Paulus. Dockery passed on the three, tried to get it inside, and the senior throws it away.
Good defensive help right there.
Diaz.
That's big. That gives you momentum. I really believe they got to at least go in the finals to get on a table in front of the committee.
Diaz has 11. And the Canes first on top 41-35. We said these two shooting guards have to make the difference. They're doing it right now. 21 combined.
You're right, Mike. We said they had to have a big game. Doris, we said they had to have a big game. I know you're with the happy Frank Haith right now.
Well, they should be pleased with the first half performance. Duke's shooting percentage in the 30s. Frank worked on that side of the ball.
Well, we did a great job. We were very active. We got our hands on a lot of balls, and we contested a lot of shots. And we lost Reddick a couple times, and we can't let that happen.
You talked about a great effort from your guards. Evaluate their first half performance.
Well, we were very poised, and we didn't force shots, and I thought we played Duke at Duke. We forced shots. We let the offense come to us.
Good luck in the second half. Guys, just a report on Mr. Height. Those are back spasms he's experienced, gentlemen.
All right, Doris, thank you very much. 6-point lead for Miami at the half. Coming up next, Scott Reese and the 7-Up halftime report.
Appreciate it as we welcome you all into the 7-Up halftime report. Scott Reese hanging out with the man, the myth, the legend, our very own Doug Gottlieb. And Doug, Robert Height with back spasms, not good news for the Canes, but just about everything else did go their way. Why was Miami so successful?
Well, let's start with Duke. I mean, Duke shoots 22 three-pointers in the first half. I mean, it was, I thought Dick Vitale said it best. It was like J.J. Redick reverting to how he used to play. He wasn't looking to drive the basketball. And this is a talented Miami club. And remember, they had a game to kind of get their juices flowing. This is very, very similar to what we saw UConn and Syracuse yesterday. We're a team that has everything to play for, going a team that has essentially nothing to play for. I mean, Duke is, we're calling them a 1 seed regardless of the fact that they've lost 2 consecutive games going into the ACC tournament. Fact remains that Duke has to drive the basketball, get mid-range jump shots, and then they need to defend better. I mean, you just simply cannot allow dribble penetration like Miami's been able to get into that lane time and again if you're the Duke Duke Blue Devils if you want to be a #1 overall seed in the NCAA tournament.
This is just the start of a full day of ACC tournament action. And Doug, who has the most to gain and the most to lose today?
Well, I mean, most to lose, obviously Duke fighting for that 1 seed. North Carolina, it's a young team. How will they react in a sterile environment in Greensboro? But Maryland has the most to gain. Maryland has to win to put themselves in the argument. They have essentially no wins in the ACC over anyone who's going to be playing in the NCAA tournament.
Upsets becoming a big story in these conference tournaments. We saw UConn and Washington go down yesterday. Ohio State in some trouble today against Penn State. We'll update you on the Big Ten quarterfinals, plus Texas and Texas Tech in the Big 12 quarters. And the Longhorns might be playing for a 1 seed, but they've got to make a good run in this conference tournament.
ESPN2's exclusive presentation of Championship Week is brought to you by the 200-horsepower Volkswagen GTI Mark V. Make friends with your fast. And Wendy's Original Spicy Chicken Sandwich. Do what tastes right.
Yo, B-Dub got Mike in the house. What's up? And his tricked out whip. What does this do?
It sucks in air.
It's definitely sucking.
Yo, Mike, you want us to unpimp this thing? Let me hear you say what?
What?
V-Dub holding it down on the engineering tip, y'all. Yeah.
The GTI Mark V, pre-tuned by German engineers.
Some things you just can't copy. Like Wendy's Spicy Chicken Sandwich. A big, juicy, whole chicken breast filet. Covered with our own fiery blend of cayenne, chili peppers, and spices. For more meat and more heat. Satisfy your craving for spicy with Wendy's Original Spicy Chicken Sandwich. Don't clown around with copies. Do Wendy's. Do what tastes right.
If I had to describe our founder, Jim Cook, first thing I'd say is the guy's crazy. He pours his beer, then he gets it in his nose. He practically chews the beer. Don't use that.
You look at him, what the heck he know about beer? He don't look like a beer person.
I'm constantly walking back in the brewery, finding Jim sneaking tastes out of the fermenters.
I am obsessed with the taste of Samuel Adams because beer's not a job, beer is my life.
But we have a lot in common, I might add, because we're both good looking. Nothing we can do about that.
Make coming home the best part of your day with a Harbor House rental home. Located on Madison's exciting west side, all Harbor House rental homes are designed with spacious floor plans complemented with lots of natural light. Residents will enjoy personal full-size washer and dryer, walk-in closets, private balcony or patio, and wood-burning fireplace. In our Harbor House neighborhood, you'll have access to an on-site 24-hour fitness center, heated underground parking, outdoor pool, and clubhouse. Enjoy the comfort of coming home with a Harbor House rental home on Watts Road near the new Princeton Club.
Carsoup.com is the only automotive website where you can get local prices on actual vehicles from local dealers. Find daily specials on new and used worth thousands. Current rebates, incentives, more ways to get the lowest price. Carsoup is one serious website for serious shoppers who want to save serious dough. Seriously. Smarter search, better results. Carsoup.com. If there's a deal to be had, Carsoup will have it. Up-to-the-minute daily specials mean big savings at Carsoup.com.
Welcome back to the 7-Up Halftime Report.
3 outstanding guards for Miami combined for 23 in the first half, and Duke in danger of losing 3 in a row for the first time since 1996. Canes by 6 at the break. Welcome back, everyone. Ohio State University placed on 3 years probation for indiscretions during the Jim O'Brien regime. This will wipe out some records from their run between 98 and 01, including a run to the Final Four in 1999. However, it does not affect the status of this year's team. There will be no postseason probation or sanctions going forward. So, Ohio State rocking and rolling against Penn State in the Big Ten quarterfinals. And, well, the Nittany Lions came out ready. And, again, Doug, you talk about the sluggishness we saw from Duke and UConn. Maybe we're seeing it from Ohio State, too.
It's the same thing. You're sitting around your hotel room. You don't get a chance to even go into Conseco Fieldhouse the day before your game, whereas Penn State, they get a day before to shoot around. The day of, they play a game. They're loose. They have nothing to lose. They go out and just play. play, and that's what Penn State's done. They've taken it right to Ohio State.
Ohio State 2 of 12 from beyond the arc, and so we've got another upset alert over on ESPN. And Doug, Wisconsin.
Put Penn State in if they win.
They're in. Are they in? Is this
No,
put them over? No. Wisconsin, Indiana awaits the winner. And again, who's got the most to gain from this group of teams today?
Well, I mean, I think that Minnesota maybe outside chance of making a run again because Iowa hasn't played. They've already beaten Michigan State at home. You know, there's an outside chance. But the big game is Wisconsin, Indiana. How do those two teams match up? How do you seed them in the NCAA tournament? And Ohio State fighting for a #1 seed.
Moving on, Texas and Texas Tech. LaMarcus Aldridge, he can do a few things down low, huh? Yeah. Incredible talent in the low block. Longhorns up by 1 early. Kenton Paulino's 3 is rejected, but all the stick-to-itiveness, he puts in the 2-point bucket, and right now it is Texas by a 4 spot. As of the Longhorns, Doug, their candidacy for a 1 seed if they win out?
I think it's pretty good. Look, they've beaten Villanova, potential 1 seed, potential #1 overall seed. Let's see what happens with them in the Big East. And they've beaten Memphis at Memphis. That's a pretty strong statement. They've, for the most part, with the exceptions of a bugaboo at Oklahoma State where they lose by 21, for the most part, they've dominated this conference. They went out. They're right there in the mix for a 1 seed.
The winner there gets A&M or Colorado. Not both, just one. And
Yes.
for a preview of that game, we bring in our own Digger Phelps.
Colorado needs the win over Texas A&M more than Texas A&M needs this win. Why? Texas A&M, to me, already has an at-large berth. Why? They've won 8 out of the last 10 games, 7 in a row, and they've also come up with what? A big win over Texas, whereby Colorado had bad road losses at K-State, got blown out at Nebraska on the road. They're 5-5 the last 10 games. They've got to win this game and move forward because A&M, in my opinion, is the 4th team in from the Big 12.
Digger, thanks much. Doug, you agree with those sentiments?
I totally disagree on one standpoint. Texas A&M is not getting in if they don't win this game. They played nobody in the non-conference. Yes, they won 7 in a row. Yes, they beat Texas. Their resumes are very similar because Colorado has 1 big win at home over Oklahoma. Look, it comes down to this. You win, you're in. You lose, you're in the NIT. Texas A&M, mark it down. If they lose, and they have never won a Big 12 tournament game, ever. Okay, it's 9 years of the conference. It's year 10. Never won one. If they win, they will play in the NCAA tournament. If they lose, they will not.
Coming up on the halftime report, Guillermo Diaz and Miami trying to hold their lead against Duke. We'll talk more about that, looking on the SEC as well.
This halftime report is brought to you by 7-Up. If you want 100% natural lemon and lime flavors, the only way to go is up.
7-Up Plus with calcium. With a burst of real fruit juice, 10% of your daily calcium, and only 10 calories per serving. It's one thing strong women everywhere can't get enough of.
Manager to the front.
7-Up Plus. For great taste with calcium, the only way to go is up.
Is this the help desk?
Yes, it is.
We need help.
With what?
He's always
I understand. Farmer, designer, weaver, buyer, shipper, seller.
Yeah, what do you got?
You need a customized integrated real-time web portal.
A what?
To get you on the same page.
Perfect.
Who are you?
Shepherd.
UPS, covering more ground faster than ever.
What's that? Rabbit food? Business casual slacks? Chintz pillows? No more. Time to be a man again. And it starts in the shower. This gets you clean.
And it doesn't dry your skin.
Not dry. Nice.
And it looks like an oil can.
New Dial for Men body wash. Be a man. Take back the shower.
The world has always been inspired by the sleek design and technological innovations of the Lexus RX.
È successo qualcosa?
Disaster. But now
powerful, the competition might find themselves somewhat at a loss. Introducing the new 270 horsepower RX 350 from Lexus, putting the world on notice yet again.
Junior Banana Split. Sonic's got it, others don't. The big taste of pineapple, chocolate, and strawberry in a smaller size, all for just 99 cents. Sonic's Junior Banana Split. And now swipe your credit or My Sonic card from your car, only at Sonic.
This halftime report is brought to you by 7-Up. If you want 100% natural lemon and lime flavors, the only way to go is up.
Awaiting the tip-off in the SEC between Tennessee and South Carolina. The Vols limping into this, Doug.
Limping in a little bit, but they got to crank it up and get going. Watch for Alabama, Kentucky. These two teams probably in, fighting for a better seed.
Just about ready to go in half number 2 in Greensboro. Duke's high for a game this year. 28 three-pointers. They took 22 in the first half. We'll see if it continues as Miami looks for the upset.
ESPN2's exclusive presentation of Championship Week is brought to you by Lexus and their passionate pursuit of perfection. And Pizza Hut, home of the new Cheesy Bites Pizza. Gather around the good stuff.
The Lexus RX has already earned the admiration of the world. But now that the new RX 350 is even more powerful, it's no wonder that for some, envy has turned into obsession. Introducing the new 270 horsepower RX 350 from Lexus.
Hello.
Putting the world on notice yet again.
The new Cheesy Bites Pizza from Pizza Hut. A pizza with 28 poppable bites, packed with melted cheese. $11.99 for a large.
One of these days, these bites are gonna pop right into you.
The new Cheesy Bites Pizza from Pizza Hut.
Hey, nice Harley.
Yeah. Had to get it, you know? It's great. It's the way I live my life, you know, by my own rules. Well, that's my creed or motto. My credo, you know?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like to live like by the edge of my... Can you believe the crime in this town? It's crazy. It's like broad daylight right in front of us. It's like, hello, it's my bike, miss.
Maybe you should get your own.
Dentine Ice straight up. Or new Dentine Ice Wild Winter Soft Chew. Why not try both? Watch what happens next. Get free gum at Dentine.com.
Terms and conditions apply.
Hi, I'm Matt LePay for Capital Ford Kia, where we have 250 used vehicles, all with Capital Ford Kia's exclusive Tires for Life. Shop our entire used inventory, not just Fords, for Hondas, Toyotas, Nissans, Chevrolets, including SUVs, minivans, 4x4s, convertibles, even hybrids, all with Tires for Life. Go to capfordused.com and call us toll-free 800-640-9646. That's 800-640-9646. Capital Ford.
The winning tradition continues at Parktown Lanes with Kegler Sports Bar. Check out 2 floors of complete sports entertainment. With 36 Brunswick lanes, we're the bowler's choice for after-work office parties. From the Packers to the Badgers, we've got all the games. Parktown Lanes has a lane open for you right now.
Swagler Lanes, the bowler's choice.
Welcome back to Greensboro, North Carolina. We are in the heart of the ACC, Atlantic Coast Conference Drive. But one of the outsiders, Miami, with a 41-35 lead. They represent the southernmost school, Boston College, the northernmost in this expanded tournament field. Paulus got it.
He's got that wide open look. I got a feeling Mike Krzyzewski was a little fiery at halftime.
You think?
I got a feeling. Look at the way they're coming out trapping, forced the turnover.
Well, they were very good at this at the beginning of the game, and then they backed off of it.
Well, also now the bench standing up, cheering everybody into it. They got their heart back in it. You talked about the heart. They got their heart back in it.
Well, they're going to need it. Paulus goes baseline. Nelson. Got it.
2 quick threes out of the locker room.
Hello.
Look at the bench. Look at the bench. And the bench is fired up. And that's what you want to see as a coach. You know you have motivated and reached them when you see them respond like that.
So much for the 6-point halftime lead. Now, how does Miami respond? Nice move to get around Redick. Missed the shot. Out of bounds to Miami. Let's go to Doris Burke.
Well, speaking of hearts and minds, having dropped 2 straight coming in here, Mike Krzyzewski worked on his players' hearts and minds. Just a moment ago, I said, Chris Collins, it looks like this team is feeling pressure. He said all week long we did everything we could to create an atmosphere where they weren't feeling pressure. He said it seems like our guys have the weight of the world on every shot. Interesting to see them react.
I'm sorry, Doris.
I'll tell you what they have Doris going. Everybody plays at such a level against them. Everybody, Doris, responds and really wants the challenge of taking on those 4 letters, D-U-K-E. And that is difficult to deal with game after game.
I think it's been a little bit of a shock the way they've played lately, too, because they've been having such good practices. Williams can't control the rebound, and here comes Miami. When you practice well, usually, especially at Duke, you play very well.
Well, what they can't simulate at practice, though, is the quickness they've been facing from some clubs on a perimeter.
Melchione comes out and commits a personal, his 3rd.
They look right now 7 for 21, shooting threes, rebounds. Well, that's been a story all year. Duke's not a good rebound and basketball team.
And Miami is.
But they make up for that liability by shooting the 3 usually.
King blocked by Williams.
King hesitated going to the basket. An unsung hero in the first half was the kid Graham. He had 6 rebounds. He had a strong physical presence on the inside. Sometimes you see a kid like that, no points, and you realize how valuable he is.
He's a guy who averages 1.9 points a game, 2.2 rebounds, and he's doubled those numbers easily in the first half. And you're right, somebody like that has to show up to make a difference.
Well, he really was a physical force on the inside. I'll tell you one thing, Duke's better get ready. Every time they play, people play at such a level. The intensity, the emotion, the desire. Emotion means so much. You saw it yesterday. Syracuse was so emotionally charged to beat Connecticut.
Redick, who hit 3 of his last 4 3-point shots. Paulus, tough runner. Tipped outside, Duke ball. Kicked, and they'll get a fresh 35 on the shot clock.
Well, I don't think there's any doubt Connecticut and Duke certainly going to be #1 seeds no matter what happens here. But they may not get the first overall seed. When you're talking Connecticut, they can move a little further away from their home.
Sheldon Williams backs in, contact, no foul.
They've done a great job containing Williams. That's only his 2nd basket this afternoon.
Well, Dick, let me ask you this. Should Duke lose this game, it would be 3 in a row. How do they still get a #1 seed?
I still think because their resume is so strong when you look at the total body of work for the entire year, I still think that they'll get a #1 seed. I really
can't argue with you, just a question. Redick. On target all the way. 4 out of the last 5.
Miami better lace them up. They better lace them up.
Duke has hit 3 bombs to start the second half. They have gone from 6 down to a 4-point lead here in the ACC. And maybe the best shooter you ever saw is starting to get hot again.
Through the Fire. Premieres Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN.
has always been inspired by the sleek design and technological innovations of the Lexus RX.
È successo qualcosa?
Disaster. But now that we've made it even more powerful, the competition might find themselves somewhat at a loss. Introducing the new 270 horsepower RX 350 from Lexus, putting the world on notice yet again.
A robot can make a car. But this is how you can make it roar. A chip can control the engine. But this is how you can set it free. A manual says what a car might do. Now discover what it wants to do. Give it the edge. Give it Syntec. No leading oil provides more horsepower. For maximum power, great cars want more than just oil. Give them liquid engineering.
Hey, I'm just getting some air. Bye.
The newest phone with iTunes, even thinner than the Razr, the ultra-sleek Sliver, at a great price. Only from Singular, raising the bar.
Welcome back to Greensboro. Duke on top by 4. We talked about J.J. Redick's struggles coming into this basketball game over his last 4. He actually got an email from a fan. Perhaps something wrong mechanically. Looks pretty good there, guys. But Dick, 4 of 9. He's yet to be at the free throw line today. That's a part of his game that has really come on this season.
Yeah, you know, really lately he's starting to look a little too much shooting the 3. For most of the season, though, he's been getting the 2-point shot off more than the 3. But now he's reverting back, it seems, to want to stand on the perimeter.
Redick commits a foul inside to prevent the easy layup.
Hey, is there any doubt, Mike, that 3-point shot has revolutionized the game? Here's a perfect example. You stand around, play a little game of horse. Duke knocks down 4 quick threes. They go from 6 down. They're up. I mean, it's amazing what the 3-point shot has done.
And they have scored 11 points. And they did it nearly in 2 minutes to start the second half.
I'll tell you, Miami right now is going to get Duke's best shot. So they better lace them up and come to play, because the next 5 minutes are going to be vital to that man, Mr. Haight, on that sideline. He knows it. I mean, they're going to get Duke's best shot defensively and offensively.
King, the junior from Durham, who loves to play against Duke for obvious reasons.
I wish instead of going to get a snack and a little pizza, I took the cheese off. You watched me. I wish I could have went inside and watched Coach K talk to his team. I would have loved him to fly on the wall in there. And by the way, that pizza I ate was DiGiorno.
Fade away by Redick. His first 2-point bucket. JJ has 14 points in this ball game.
He better put it to the floor and attack the basket. See, Miami right now, this is a big possession. They need a score. They got to get on a board here. Starting to get a little bit separation.
Duke has its biggest lead of the game. They're up by 5.
You don't want to see Duke right now if you're Miami going one of their little spurts.
When their defensive intensity is really picked up. Nelson commits a foul on the way in. That's 3 on DeMarcus Nelson. And Duke, as we have mentioned all year long, does not have a great deal of depth. So Nelson has to go out. Dockery, who's playing with 2, comes back in.
Well, they don't have depth because Coach K decides he likes the rotation of 7-8 players. That's his style. That's his philosophy, and he's not going to waver from it.
Worked out pretty well for him, hasn't it?
Not bad. You know, many schools would go nuts to have 8 consecutive Sweet 16s. That really doesn't mean a whole lot to Duke. They don't go out and sell that because their goal is, unless they cut the nets down, they feel they have not achieved their goal.
Sheldon Williams just picked up his second personal.
You know, all the anti and naysayers of Duke, they don't like to hear the numbers, but the numbers don't lie, Mike. 6 out of 7 ACC championships. That is just phenomenal.
It's unbelievable. I mean, we've been around this league for a long time, college basketball in general for a long time. You just can't dominate this way.
Tell you, they would have had 7 in a row if it wasn't for the Terps of Maryland.
Wake Forest and NC State, our next quarterfinal. The Deacons, who have had a horribly disappointing year, played very, very well last night. And I tell you what, They're the 12th seed, but you better not totally write them off.
Now with a combination of Gray and Williams, that tandem alone should keep you in a game. And then you add Strickland to it, and Drummond can make shots. Hard to believe they struggled as much as they have.
Yes, it is. Lack of a point guard, that will show you what happened. Guillermo Diaz commits the foul, and Diaz, a very emotional player, will wear it on his sleeve throughout the ball game. Any kind of thing that goes against him, he really lets the officials know he's not happy with it. That can get you in trouble in tough situations.
There's that zone now, 2-3, packing it in.
Williams, offensive foul, 3 on Sheldon Williams.
See, that's big. Now, if I'm Miami, I really attack wherever Sheldon is on the floor. I want to attack Sheldon Williams. Take a look inside. Now, the defense going to rotate over for help.
Yep.
He ran in. I mean, there's no doubt that elbow made contact.
That is the 4th offensive foul called on Duke today, the 3rd personal on Sheldon Williams. He stays in the ballgame. Mike Krzyzewski does not get anybody up. Williams has been brilliant in the last couple of years, being able to play with fouls and not commit a 4th or a 5th.
Well, I would attack him. I would attack him right now. I would slide King to the post inside.
Diaz against a double team. Boy, is he quick. Diaz all the way underneath. McRoberts got a piece.
He's got a great stutter dribble move, a great hockey step as well.
Paulus wide open. Didn't get the roll. McRoberts had it for a second. Clemente took it away and calls timeout before he falls out of bounds.
Well, great job of hustling right there by Clemente. You know, you look at Duke right now, and you look at certainly in Miami's case, we talked about Miami's got to get at least to the final, I think, to get on a board in discussion with Craig Littlepage and his people. Take a look at Miami. Here they are against Clemson. They went down 13. Diaz was under the weather early in this game. But they battled back. I'll tell you one thing, they fought and scrapped in that second half. Came up with some big plays, and that's what Diaz is capable of. And they got the W, won by 3. Oliver Purnell probably beat the NIT. 22 points. That's under the weather. If he was healthy, I think he'd about 35 yesterday.
Miami hasn't hit a field goal in the second half.
Yeah, Duke's really picked it up defensively.
Yes, they have.
Patching up, trying to beat guys to a spot.
Height.
A little late rotating there.
What a sweet stroke.
He really does. He's got that raindrops, man.
The senior from Cincinnati. 13 points for Height. Riddick drawing all that attention. Lob. What a catch by Williams. And he's fouled. I really don't know how Sheldon Williams got that ball over Height.
That was a terrific catch, Mike. You're exactly right. Great hands to be able to snatch that out. He looked like a big tight end, man, making a catch with 2 defensive backs on him.
Foul on Height was his 3rd.
With OnStar Vehicle Diagnostics, your Chevy runs hundreds of diagnostic checks every month and emails you the results. It's like having a conversation with your vehicle.
Hey, I'm really glad we could talk like that. We should do it again.
There's no extra cost to eligible OnStar subscribers. Just press your blue OnStar button to sign up. Chevy, America's #1 brand, offers more vehicles with the peace of mind of OnStar.
Taco Bell's Crunchwrap Supreme. Beefy, melty, crunchy, cool, classic Taco Bell taste. Loaded into a flour tortilla and grilled for maximum portability. For classic Taco Bell tastes that are good to go, think outside the bun.
Something new. Stop, drop, shut them down, open up shop. Oh, no, that's how rough.
With our coolest cars at our lowest prices at Avis.com, everyone can roll out in style. Just another way we try harder.
The time has come for you to live without fear.
V for Vendetta is revolutionary. Critics across the country are already calling it the first great film of 2006. Vanity Fair raves, each spectacular and exhilarating. A double-barrel triumph from the creators of The Matrix. It's radical and remarkable. And Premiere Magazine gives V for Vendetta 4 stars. V for Vendetta. Rated R. In theaters and IMAX March 17th.
I'm number one. I'm number one. No, I'm number one. I'm number one.
Scott Reese in the studio. Another top seed in some trouble. Ohio State trying to hold off the Nittany Lions, but Mike Walker, other ideas. The triple there makes it a 9-point game. Ohio State has come back with back-to-back threes. It's now 47-42 over on ESPN. And Texas, no problems with Bobby Knight's Red Ragers, 36-25 at the half. Mike?
Wow. Boy, Scott, you got to love tournament time. It's unreal. McRoberts scores inside, and Duke regains the lead. And there's just two of the number ones who have gone down, and a third in jeopardy. There's a fourth in jeopardy right here.
Well, I don't want to scare the Duke followers. You ready for this? The last 5 years, the number one seed in this tournament has come up empty. North Carolina was number one last year.
Yep.
They got beat by Georgia Tech. Duke the year before got beat by Maryland. The year before that, Wake Forest, they got beat by NC State. Maryland in 2002 by NC State. Carolina in 2001 lost to Duke in a final. So you got the picture. Number one seeds really struggle coming in here.
Doesn't look good, does it?
Oh, wow. If you're a Duke fan, you're getting a little nervous.
Well, I think they were already nervous enough in the first half when they were being clearly outplayed by Frank Haith's Canes.
Yeah, his Canes were doing a great job beating them off the dribble, hustling on the defensive side. They're not changing their strategy, sitting in that zone.
Ball is penetrating, too strong on a layup.
They'll let Powers finish. They'll let him try to attack the basket as long as they don't allow the ball inside to Reddick. I mean, to Reddick and Williams.
The runner. Anthony Harris with a rare bucket.
That is the one liability Duke has. Trying to stop guys one-on-one who have superb quickness when they get good spacing.
Williams, nice job to reel into the lane, but coming from the weak side, the shot block.
Nice job right there by Hicks.
Hicks and King can play inside. King, baseline jumper.
Nice little face-up jumper. He can make that shot. I tell you, they're not going away, man. They say, you better play. We're going to play here this afternoon.
They're not going to give it to him. You're going to have to beat him. 8 points, 6 rebounds for King. Reddick off balance. He's fouled.
Now, that's a good move by Reddick. Trying to put the ball to the deck, trying to create the foul opportunity.
Championship week presented by 7-Up. You're watching the opening quarterfinal. Miami against top-seeded Duke.
Wow, that's my name up there. My name's on television. Oh, wow. I can't believe it, Mike.
Well, I can't either, Dick. It's a stunner to me.
There's a look on the inside. Look at the defensive help. We're rotating over. Oh. Nice play.
Reddick.
Nice play. Going to the basket with it.
Tied at 52. JJ with 16 points after a slow start.
I mean, Mike, you tell me, why would you go inside and go around at Sheldon Williams? He's got 3 fouls. He's so valuable to Duke. Why not try to get that 4th on him?
Harris goes to the right hand and scores. Anthony Harris, 2 in a row, the junior out of Chicago, Illinois. He's hit 3 out of 4 this afternoon, and Miami's back on top.
We are seeing just simply spread the court, beat you off the dribble, and get to the rack.
Duke this year has given up a high percentage of 2-point shots just because they guard the perimeter so hard.
Look at that play.
Look at Reddick.
Look at that play. So you got a little basketball
How
IQ.
smart.
That's over in the schoolyard, man. You play that down in the Rucker. You play it on the pavement. How intelligent.
And you want to feel dumb? Be the guy that has the ball bounced off your back. Reddick with a runner. Malchione tries to follow and can't. Out of bounds to Miami.
What about if you lose by 2 and you think about that play?
Sure. J.J. Reddick does not miss a trick. Championship week on ESPN continues this afternoon. Indiana, Wisconsin in the Big Ten quarterfinals. It's part of Championship week on ESPN Friday at 2. Available on high definition on ESPN HD.
You know, Miami dominating on the glass, a plus 11. Certainly that's been a story facing Duke all year.
You know, you look, J.J. Redick, even with all the publicity he gets, what he has accomplished. He is the ACC Player of the Year back-to-back. He could be the 8th person ever as the National Player of the Year back-to-back. He is the ACC's leading scorer. He is the NCAA's leading all-time three-point man, although that's been a battle now after he got it. He gave it back. Now he's got to try to regain it again.
Sounds to me like he's earned a scholarship.
Timeout, 11:59 to go in the ball game. Miami by 2.
Innovations from Siemens can be found everywhere. By integrating communications, building technologies, and advanced medical systems, we're creating digital hospitals that can provide higher quality patient care. Siemens, we're turning dreams into reality.
The journey begins on Selection Monday. From the tournament draw
I think this is a very dangerous team.
to the final buzzer.
NCAA champion.
We'll take you there. Women's Basketball Selection Special, Monday at 7 on ESPN.
Introducing mobile ESPN. Sports fans, your phone has arrived.
See the most talked about series ever for free during the HBO free preview. It's your chance to see the new season of The Sopranos and to try HBO On Demand so you can catch up on past episodes on your schedule. And catch Cinemax and Cinemax On Demand too. Don't miss the HBO and Cinemax free preview. Free for 5 days only starting Friday, March 17th.
Call 1-888-GET-CHARTER today. That's 1-888-GET-CHARTER.
Are you tired of breaking your back planting grass seed and feeding the birds and watching your seeds wash away? You need instant take-home turf, a giant roll containing all the seeds and nutrients for a perfect lawn. Just roll it out or simply cut to fit a bare spot. Water, and you'll see beautiful results with no work at all. The easy way to a perfect lawn. Make weekend turf projects a breeze. The instant take-home turf is available exclusively at your local Menards store.
We talked about what a record year it's been for J.J. Redick. Well, on Valentine's Day, he became the NCAA all-time three-point leader, breaking Curtis Staples' record. Then on February 19th, the all-time leading scorer at Duke history, breaking Johnny Dawkins' all-time record. And then he became the all-time ACC scoring leader, breaking Dickie Hemrich's record, which stood for more than half a century, and Redick buries another three.
There's another example, and I'm watching a guy that throws the ball in bounds. He's the most dangerous player on the floor at that time. Redick threw the ball in bounds, went to the corner. They forgot about him. I don't know how you forget about J.J. Redick, but they did, and he got open for a three.
Well, the stroke is back. He's hit 5 out of 10 from long range, 19 points. That foul was on Melchione. That is 4 on the senior from Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
I tell you, a dummy like me can figure that 5 for 10 is 50%. Hey, you know what would be a great...
Wait till he hits 6 of 11, then I'll ask
Then I'm in trouble. Hey, you know what would really be a great reality show? What assistant coaches do before games. I was watching the staff, George Fernandez and Michael Hunt and Bill Kennedy. They work so diligently in playing matchups, trying to motivate players, trying to be psychological leaders to get their minds into the game. Foul trouble right here. Melchione with 4.
Boy, that'd knock American Idol right off.
Oh, wow. Bobby Knight, by the way, night school on Sunday. I'm part of it this Sunday.
He had a couple of great lines. Bobby Knight can be so funny. Had a couple of great lines when he told all those kids he wanted them to go back to the dorm and grow 4 inches. He is funny. Reddick. I think the shooting slump is over. Missed that one. Sheldon Williams followed. Got it. Duke starting to dominate.
Well, he did a good job taking the ball to the basket right there. That's something he has not been doing, Reddick. He didn't score, but at least he attacked the basket. Gave Williams the opportunity for that offensive rebound.
Sheldon Williams on the perch. Another double-double, and look at height. Boy, can he get up. He is appropriately named. He can sky with anybody.
He's an elevator man. He's got great bounce. We'll see another kid like that in the next game. Betterman. Betterman could really get up for NC State. That's a little payback time. NC State got beat by Wake in the last game.
Still a one-point game. Nice dish. McRoberts had it blocked. Put it up. Scored and draws the foul from Graham.
Came in with such a big reputation out of high school. Everybody thought he would be a star among stars right out of the gate. It's been a little bit slow for him, but you can see his potential. He stays with it. You're going to see him right now. There's the conversion. And now look at this right here. Look at Mr. Height, the elevator man. Up, 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 and away. Oh, he gets the height. He's appropriately named Mr. Height.
You can lob it anywhere, and he's going to get it.
Yes, sir. Can't teach that, my friends. You can draw up you can draw up the pattern to get him back there, but you're not going to teach somebody to jump like that.
Got those Dick Vitale hops.
Oh, yeah. See, right now, why not put in a ball and go right at Sheldon? Why not go right at him?
Reddick went by and got a piece. That's 3 on J.J. Reddick.
See, rather than standing with the ball, you catch it in the post, turn and make him play defense. He's got 3 fouls. Make him play defense. Go at him. All you're doing is making it easy for him. All you're doing in that post there, being very passive.
King, who shoots 64% from the free throw line, much improved over last year when he shot only 49.2 from the strike.
I'll tell you, some nerve-wracking time right now for some coaches. They can say what they want. You better believe the stomach of a guy like Leonard Hamilton will be churning like crazy tomorrow on Selection Show, because a lift by getting into the tournament to his program could be special. The same with Michigan. They've lost 7 out of their last 9 games. They put themselves in tremendous jeopardy. They have to rely on the power of the Big Ten. But Tommy Amica's stomach will be churning.
Well, I'll tell you what, if the committee follows the pattern they have in recent years, those last 10 games are more important than anything else at any point in your schedule, then neither one of those teams will get in.
Well, they're going to be in trouble now.
DeMarcus Nelson travel.
Hard to believe the Wolverines have not been.
No, foul on DeMarcus Nelson. Excuse me.
Got him on a charge. Hey, Mike, hard to believe that they haven't been in the tournament since 1998, the Wolverines.
That is 4 on Nelson, and the 5th offensive foul called against Duke this afternoon.
Take a look at the foul trouble right here.
The 2 All-Americans have 3. Nelson and Malchione both have 4. Diaz been quiet lately. He hadn't had the ball much. Missed that offensive rebound to Anthony King. He keeps it alive, kicks it back outside. Lazy pass there.
Oh, he double dribble. He double dribbled. You know, talking about Tommy Amica, I mentioned a little bit earlier, former Duke standout for Mike Krzyzewski. Even Mike Standino. I think he's hoping that the wins are early. They had some big wins. They were 8-8 in the Big Ten, one of the toughest conferences. But I agree with you. That 7 out of 9 is a big red flag.
9:29 to go in the ball game. Tied at 60. Miami giving Duke everything it can handle and then some. Let's go to Doris.
Well, guys, we've seen some evidence of DeMarcus Nelson's and some of the injuries he's had earlier this season. Remember, go all the way back to November 23rd, back in Madison Square Garden against Drexel. This was the first injury to that right ankle. It was a broken right tibia. He also, guys, at home against Maryland, that was January 11th. Same ankle, 2 different injuries, but there has been evidence throughout the course of this game where he just simply doesn't have the explosiveness to get up around the rim and finish plays. He said he's very sore after game games. It's a pain management thing. And, guys, he's wearing an extra 10 pounds in that right shoe in order to support and cushion that right ankle.
Wow. And, Doris, I'm sure you had a bone bruise during your playing days. It's probably the most painful thing I ever had. It just hurts like crazy, and there's absolutely nothing you can do for it. It goes away when it feels like it. McRoberts, high post. Good head fake. And then the block. McRoberts somehow got it back. Follows. No. Height has the ball for Miami.
Patience and shot selection so important out of Miami to make sure they get good shots with each possession.
Harris is in there in their three-guard offense. He's running it. Height and Diaz, the tremendous scorers.
They spread the court right now, trying to get some good spacing and want to rely on the superb quickness of this guy right here, Mr. Diaz. I mean, he's got all the shake and bake on him, man.
Harrison in the lane with a runner. McRoberts got a piece of it. Follow no good, and another follow by Hamilton. The senior from Los Angeles gets a rare bucket.
Well, hanging around the basket, and that's what he does. He's a guy inside, wants some physical presence, get a few offensive rebounds.
Nelson. McRoberts had a rebound, and he's fouled. That'll be on Hamilton. 3 on the big guy. And now Frank Haith will go back to his bench. He'll get Clemente and Harris back in the ballgame.
We just saw a perfect example of what Doris talked about so beautifully about DeMarcus Nelson, how he doesn't get that lift. Here's an example of it right here with those 10 pounds. He can't get that explosive step. Doris is right on target. What an amazing job she does.
Well, you know, at 6'4", Dick, if he was the 3rd leading rebounder in the history of California State High School basketball, he must have some serious hops. But you can't see him right now because of that ankle.
Well, we're 10 pounds more to protect it. That's incredible. You should take a look there on the free throw line.
McRoberts makes it a 62 all-time. Is number 1 in jeopardy? It looks like it.
Hey, we got a good one, man. Call everybody up. Call your buddies. Tell them right now, Duke's in a tie with 8 on the clock. ACC, first round for the Dukies. Quarterfinals, Miami still got the dream, hoping to get at least to the finals.
This has the possibility with all the teams who have to come in here and play so hard of being one of the most competitive ACC tournaments in years and years.
Tell you, it's always special. You and I have said here for so many. Look at the rebound totals. Certainly Miami, big plus there. That's not been a strength of Duke all year long. You and I have seen so many amazing games here over the years.
Haven't we ever?
And we got paid for them.
Duke is used to being out-rebounded. Height. Kept alive. Williams finally gets the rebound.
He just stared that baby. He said, it's mine. I'm an All-American.
Boy, Anthony King and are battling against 3 guys. 9 points, 11 boards for Sheldon Williams, the All-American who averages a double-double.
Well, he made my first team All-American. I posted on my website this week.
Good look on a fadeaway, but he missed it.
Along with J.J. Redick. Certainly Mr. Morrison. And then I have Brandon Roy from Washington. Nice move inside. What you want to do? Bring it to the big guy. Sheldon can't play him.
Raymond Hicks got away and flushed it.
My 5th guy was Randy Foy of Villanova.
Heck of a player. Paulus, good fake. Got open momentarily. Nelson, 3.
He's got the rhythm on that shot. I would come up and challenge him. He's getting open looks.
DeMarcus Nelson with 14 points, and if they come to challenge him, that's more space for Redick, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, but you got to challenge him. He's made, like, I believe, his last 3.
Redick has drawn Diaz. Tough assignment. And a reach-in foul on Paulus. That's only 2 on the freshman from Syracuse, New York. 6:29 to go in the ballgame. Championship week in Greensboro. There's the Wolfpack of NC State. How will they do?
Better stay tuned. We got more. NC State of Wake Forest. Mr. Patrick's in the house. Norris Burke's in the house.
7-Up Plus with calcium. With a burst of real fruit juice, 10% of your daily calcium, and only 10 calories per serving. It's one thing strong women everywhere can't get enough of. 7 Up Plus. For great taste with calcium, the only way to go is up.
Incoming email.
With OnStar Vehicle Diagnostics, your Chevy runs hundreds of diagnostic checks every month and emails you the results. It's like having a conversation with your vehicle.
Hey, I'm really glad we could talk like that. We should do it again.
There's no extra cost to eligible OnStar subscribers. Just press your blue OnStar button to sign up. Chevy, America's #1 brand, offers more vehicles with the peace of mind of OnStar.
Some things you just can't copy. Like Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich. A big, juicy, whole chicken breast filet. Covered with our own fiery blend of cayenne, chili peppers, and spices. For more meat and more heat. Satisfy your craving for spicy with Wendy's original spicy chicken sandwich. Don't clown around with copies. Do Wendy's. Do what tastes right.
EN2's exclusive presentation of Championship Week is presented by 7 Up. If you want 100% natural lemon and lime flavors, the only way to go is up. And in part by OnStar by GM. To learn more, visit OnStar.com.
Scott Reese with the SportsCenter in-game update. And while you've been watching Duke put up 29 three-point attempts, Ohio State has jacked up 30, but they're finally starting to fall. Ron Lewis has 4 triples. The Buckeyes up 4, 40 ticks to go over on ESPN. Mike?
2 shots. All right, Scott, thanks very much. And they're going for both ball clubs here. And now Anthony King goes to the line, trying to give Miami a tie or the lead. 10.7 rebounds for the Durham, North Carolina native. And he's hit 7 of 9 free throws.
Well, you know, you mentioned that motto Scott did right there. He certainly was one of my candidates for National Coach of the Year with the amazing job he's done down at Ohio State. But my choice ultimately went to Chapel Hill, to Roy Williams for the phenomenal. Nobody could have ever believed that the Tar Heels would be in the top 20 in America and finish where they finished after losing 7 players who left that program after winning the national title.
Just remarkable. Kick out. Melchione will get the shot, but there's a foul first. That one's going to be on Clemente. Let's go to Doris.
Well, guys, Duke obviously got off to a great start to the second half. Made some shots, and Mike Krzyzewski all week long tried to relieve the pressure off this basketball team. Said there was the weight of the world on every single shot. And Dick, you wonder, as you go down the stretch of this, if Miami keeps it close, how hard is it with Duke, knowing that Redick came in struggling, he's playing better. Sheldon Williams, where is he? How does this team react to the pressure if Miami stays close?
Well, you know, Doris, the key is also psychologically lose 3 in a row, entering the tournament's not the way you want to go to the tournament. You know, you come in, you get upset like Connecticut did, you could regroup. I know that Jim Calhoun, with his motivational skills, could take a bad moment and turn it to a positive, but lose 3 in a row would really be a bump to them.
Diaz skies for a shot. Duke had it and knocked it out of bounds. I think the other issue right now is if it comes down to the end, if J.J. Redick doesn't have his confidence back, something's wrong, because he has shot the ball much better today. And I'll tell you what, of anybody, I'll take Redick taking that last-second shot for a chance to win.
I think it's amazing when you think about the last time they lost 3 games in a row was a decade ago. I had a few more hairs on my bald dome. How much have they dominated this tournament, Mike? Over the last 7 years, they are 20-1. Lone loss, championship to Maryland.
Mark, great head fake by Redick to try to get himself free, then rushed it a little bit and missed the shot. Good help by the defense on Miami. Height got inside. Rebound. Another rebound, and King just in there battling. Who gets the foul?
Season high for Duke already, shooting threes. They got 30. I think so many teams are going too much for the 3 and not getting enough ball movement, player movement, and getting people involved. You become very stationary. You rely on that 3 so much.
Paulus got his 3rd. There are the numbers today.
I mean, the three-point shot has become such a dominant shot in the game. That's why I've tried to address the issue and say we got to move it back a little bit and put more back the art of cutting, screening, and passing. It's become too many games. Teams just standing out there jacking up threes.
King ties it. He can give his team the lead. He's had a big second half, and he's hit 9 of 11 from the strike.
But as you mentioned, he's also from Durham, North Carolina. So how big would this be? You better believe he's going to get on the phone if they ever win and call one of his buddies up in Durham.
Well, if they don't win, it won't be his fault. He's had a heck of a ball game.
Yeah, he's done really a solid job inside against one of the best in America, Sheldon Williams.
And he's had a very good year considering the few touches that he gets normally in a ball game.
Well, you made a great point, Mike. They slipped at the end of the year at the wrong time, losing 6 out of 7. It looked like they were on their way for a berth.
Yep. McRoberts to Paulus. Shot clock at 4. Paulus into the lane, kicks it out. McRoberts for 3. Loose ball, Miami.
A lot of hustle right there. Look at him scrapping and clawing.
JJ back the other way.
But if you're Miami, you'd like to see McRoberts shoot the 3 instead of Reddick.
What a catch by Sheldon Williams to foul on King. A bullet pass that he just snatched.
Looks like he could be a great tight end.
Yeah.
Oh, man, look at the hustle right here. Look at this. Diving, scrapping, clawing. I mean, they're going to make the old John Madden team. Look at these guys diving and hustling.
Boy, you don't think everybody's heart went in their throat when they saw DeMarcus Nelson submarine like that and hit on the ankle? He came up all right. Williams misses the free throw. Only 3 out of 7 from the line for Sheldon Williams, who's nearly a 74% free throw shooter.
He's so valuable, Nelson, because now he gives them a little added scoring. Really, if you want to be a great team, you got to have 3 guys that you can count on every game to give you some scoring. Look at the free throw line right there. Miami shooting well.
Even though Miami limped in based on their performance yesterday, I don't know anybody that saw that game that is surprised that they are giving Duke such a battle today.
Well, when you're strong on a perimeter with Height and Diaz, they can give everybody. Look at that kid move to the basket. Great offensive rebound by King. But what a great move by Diaz. We got a good one, baby. This is only the beginning. This is only the start today. 4 big ones, baby. Look at a rebound in total. A plus 15 for Miami.
Miami just killing Duke on the board. Sheldon Williams double team down low. Got the roll.
How did he get that shot off? How did he protect the basketball and get that shot off with the angle he had is beyond me.
Miami doing a very good defensive job. We are tied at 70, 3:42 to go in this ball game, and this is only the first quarterfinals. 16 ties, 21 lead changes. Miami advanced last night, knocking off Clemson in a close ball game. Miami had to come back. They were down double digits. Wake Forest was down double digits to Florida State. They looked like they played their best ball game of the year. Virginia came back against Virginia Tech. They'll face North Carolina. And Maryland had the only blowout in the quarterfinals as they easily stuffed Georgia Tech.
They really looked so competitive last night. Maryland really played so well, had great balance. As the key to the game, man. Inside, points in the paint. Miami doing a great job getting the ball inside, attacking the basket. Little face-up jump shot. There's a little lob, a little jam, a little slam jam, bam.
And the Duke defense together just slapped the floor. That's their sign to really turn it up. Diaz against Reddick. In spite of all the points he gets, look who he gets to guard. Usually the best perimeter player of the other team. McRoberts with a rebound on the miss.
They had a great opportunity there. Now you're coming down the stretch if you do. Basketball IQ says it's got to be in the hands of Reddick or Williams. That's why it shocked us when Brad and I did the game the other night. Coming down the stretch, they cut it to 3, and Dockery goes into the lane for an unbalanced shot. That's where you want to put it.
J.J. Reddick with a runner. Not only does he score and usually have the other team's best scorer, he plays nearly every minute and he still produces. 21 points for the 2-time ACC scoring champion.
See, really to me, it's really not physical fatigue. It's been emotional fatigue for him. I really believe he's been emotionally drained, chasing all those records, all the interviews.
You know, and Dick, that's a good shot for him. Usually, when you see somebody who's got his kind of range go inside that three-point lane and doesn't drive all the way, it's not a great idea, but the defenders know that as well. And when he starts to drive, they get down to the base of the lane. If he pulls up, he's going to be open.
Exactly. Take a look at the last 4 games. Certainly the total, 20 points a game, but very deceiving. Only shot 29% and 22%. Played 39 minutes, and the team went 2 for 2. They ride his shoulders. I mean, he has to have a great game. They are not going to win, especially 6 in a row to win a national title, unless J.J. Redick is J.J. Redick like he was against Texas, like he had those brilliant performances all year earlier against Carolina and Maryland.
Well, he's 5 out of 11 from long range today, 8 out of 16 overall. You'll take that anytime. Diaz hanging in the lane. King, another rebound. Nice dish. Out of bounds. Out to Miami. Boy, King is just fighting his rear end off in there.
He's really hustling on the glass. He's the reason they're dominating him on the glass.
Diaz has not made a shot in the second half. If they have a chance, he's got to come back.
At GMAC Real Estate, we don't sell dream houses. We sell houses to people with dreams. So before asking high-rise or Victorian, we ask about your goals, your needs, and then commit to serving your needs in writing. People like this so much, they've given our premier service agents an overwhelming 94% satisfaction rating. So who are you? We want to know. GMAC Real Estate. Service you deserve, people you trust.
So tell me, is it true you do more breaks than anyone?
Yes, we do almost 2 million brake jobs a year.
And you guarantee all your work?
Absolutely. If you... Is something burning?
Oh, those are Fred's old brakes. Very funny.
Come to the best. Midas, America's leader in brakes. You'll get pads or shoes for just $99.95 installed, backed by a nationwide lifetime guarantee. For mechanics known for their work and their word.
Trust the Midas touch.
Are you ready, bites? Start popping. These bites were made for popping.
The new Cheesy Bites pizza from Pizza Hut. A pizza with 28 poppable bites, packed with melted cheese. $11.99 for a large.
UPS, covering more ground faster than ever.
On Selection Sunday, who's in?
That is going to be the most compelling region.
Who's out?
That is not fair.
Dive into the brackets with Reese, Digger, Jay, and Dickie V. Bracketology, Sunday beginning at 5 on ESPN.
The World Baseball Classic. Team versus team. Nation versus nation. Baseball bragging rights are on the line. The World Baseball Classic continues through March 20th on ESPN, ESPN2, and ESPN Deporte.
Scott Reese in the studio. Texas has designs on a 1 seed. Perhaps got to win the Big 12 tournament to get there. Certainly have to beat Texas Tech, and LaMarcus Aldridge helping the cause. He's got 13. We've got a tie game over on ESPNU, guys.
Woohoo! Bob Knight knows how to get him ready for tournaments, doesn't he?
Well, I tell you, he's done a fairly good job during his career in tournament time. This club here is certainly under-talented that he has. Really surprised that he's challenging Texas.
This game has gone back and forth since the opening tip. Duke by a bucket with the ball.
You need a defensive stop right now if you're Miami. Stay in that zone, 2-3.
Nelson baseline, and right there waiting for him is Anthony King.
Tell you, King has been a star. He's had 9 offensive rebounds.
This telecast available on ESPN2 HD, presented by Dish Network.
So many times teams have what they call moral victories against Duke. Yeah, you don't want a moral victory right now. You're Frank Hay, you're the kids of Miami. You want nothing about moral victories, and you played them tough, or we could have, we should have. You want to finish it.
Hicks.
This guy's got to score.
Diaz, nice drive.
And cleared out the left side. Used his quickness. That's his first deuce in the second half.
Tied at 72 under 2 minutes.
They better find J.J. Redick with this zone.
And this is only the quarterfinals.
Miami better keep an eye on Redick.
Williams He's fouled by Harris. That'll be 3 on Harris. And Williams, who has struggled, will go to the free throw line. He is only 4 out of 8, and now is when you have to make them. Duke, by the way, the best free throw shooting team in the country. 76.5% for the Blue Devils as a team.
Well, as a team, they shot better than 50% so far for the year. Last time they did that, it was 99. You know, that's a pretty magical formula when you can shoot well, make free throws, defend the 3 really well, under 30%. You got a great chance for win in terms of a formula for success.
Williams hits them both in the clutch.
Tell you, it has not been easy for Coach K in the last 4 games. No. It has not been easy.
And as we always say, every team gives Duke its best shot. Today, no different.
It's a Wheelock smasher.
Miami playing for its life. Let's see, is it McRoberts or Paulus?
It should have been McRoberts from the back.
That'll be 3 on the freshman from Carmel, Indiana.
Converting free throws, so vital coming down the stretch. You look at a little nervous Mr. Hayes. You know that stomach's churning. He's probably getting that mailbox from the assistant coach.
And Hicks, not a good free throw shooter. He's hit 3 out of 5 today, close to his average. Misses the first. These are so huge, obviously.
He's under 50%.
With 132 left.
He's under 50% for the year, Mike. So many games, special situations, making free throws, converting, so vital.
1 out of 2.
Look pretty good right there. It's hard to believe he's under 50.
Paulus calling out what he wants from Mike Krzyzewski.
Right now, you got to match up on Redick. Wherever he goes, you know they're thinking about getting the ball to Redick. You got to find him in his zone and match up on him. Get right in his face, make him put the ball and bounce it.
Paulus, baseline, pulls up. McRoberts, 10 on the shot clock. DeMarcus Nelson wide open. Williams keeps it alive. And out of bounds to Duke, off the hands of Robert Height. They get a fresh 35.
Well, Frank Hate's kids did everything they wanted to do. They're saying we're going to let anybody else try to beat us except Redick and Williams.
Clemente comes in. Harris goes out.
Clemente gives him that great speed. Look at the timeout situation. Duke has 2. Miami 1.
They're on their feet in Greensboro. It's been a heck of a way to start the quarterfinals.
A terrific opening game here. Take some time off the clock. They're sitting in that zone. They got the lead. They said, heck, you're going to sit back there. We got the lead.
They want to make sure that Miami probably only going to get 1 possession barring a foul. And now Mike Krzyzewski wants a timeout. 43-8 on the game clock, 19 on the shot clock. So 14.8 or 24.8 differential. What play do you like here? You want to go inside to Sheldon Williams, or you want J.J. Redick outside?
Well, you know, either one of the two. If I'm going to lose, I want those 2 guys shooting the basketball now in this possession. But take a look at Paulus, who's really working. Common, look, he's looking at Coach K, trying to get him. Look, Coach K. Saying, all right, take it down, hold it out, get some time, little subtle things that exist. Bottom line is, if you're Duke, you want the ball in the hands at the end of the game to Redick or Williams. Williams down inside. Certainly Redick if he gets an open look. You don't want other people to shoot the basketball.
Only 4 teams left in the title hunt for the Big East Championship, presented by Aero Postal in semifinal action tonight on ESPN. First at 7 Eastern, Syracuse against Georgetown. Then at 9 Eastern, 2 teams that have not met all season. Number 16, Pitt. Number 2, Villanova. Miami breaks its huddle around Frank Haight. If Miami could win, they would go to 16 and 14. They would still have a big uphill climb left in front of them, but they have shown they're capable of doing it.
Well, that would keep that heart pumping and would keep them alive if they can get the W here. They still got a lot more work to do.
Here we go. Duke by 1 with the ball.
Well, Miami's going to get the basketball. The key, though, is to not let this guy drain the 3.
Redick, little fadeaway. What a shot. Holy cow. They're saying it's a 2. It doesn't matter. It was unbelievable. A fadeaway from 20.
You knew that was the option they were looking for. Right now,
Miami has to take a timeout with 21.5 to go.
Diaz better get in there with the team. He's a little bit upset, a little frustrated. He's got to get inside. The key 21 seconds. Look at him moving out the ball. A lost start. Now watch number 4, you kids out there. Look how he's getting free with the ball. Now he puts it to the deck. Goes around the back, squares. He has really worked.
I got a flash for you. The slump is over.
Yeah, forget about that physical fatigue nonsense. He was emotionally drained. Nice little fadeaway jump shot. I mean, you knew if you're Duke, Mike Krzyzewski, I mean, he's got to take the last shot. It's just like when Michael Jordan hit that shot to win the NBA title. Who else is going to take a shot?
Right.
I'm going to hear people yell, oh, the coach is a genius. Give it to Michael. Oh, really? Oh, really?
You'd have been a genius as a coach, wouldn't you?
Oh, wow. I think 4 guys say, you 4, do me a favor. Go to the 4 corner of the gym, and Michael, you know why you earn the money we pay you? Right now it's your time. Do your thing.
See, what do we have on J.J. Redick today? 23 points. He's hit 4 out of 6 shots from 2-point range. The thing about great shooters is they are just cold-blooded assassins. When it comes time to bury the one that sticks the knife in your chest, they bury it.
And they're not afraid to miss shots because they know they have the confidence in their coaches and their team. They can just keep shooting and shooting. And if you have J.J. Redick, you're going to allow him to shoot and to shoot and to shoot.
Doris, what do you have?
Well, guys, just a touch on J.J. Redick. He admitted to feeling the outside pressure as he chased those records. He said, I stopped having fun, guys.
Well, he's having fun today.
Look at Duke on a perimeter defensively. Remember, they're the best.
Height. They need a 3. Foul on Miami.
They're the best defending the 3 in the ACC. Duke teams only shoot 29%. Tough to get a good shot. Now look at this. I mean, that's way downtown. That's from Raleigh, man. That's from Raleigh. Too far in the foul, climbing the back. Got too much time on the clock. Kids got to know score, strategy, time. A lot of times kids don't know time.
Melchione goes to the line. He has not scored in this ballgame. Only a 66% free throw shooter, but that one was huge. It's a 2-possession game.
The 2-point losing streak is over. It's over, my friends.
2 game.
The 2 game. What did I say?
2 point.
2 point. I said
that's
2
over
games.
2.
Oh, that's over 2. Yeah. The 2-game losing streak is history. That was a big free throw right now. You got a scoop. If Miami can pull this out, you got an unbelievable scoop, Mr. Patrick.
Certainly, Hyder Diaz will hustle down, try to hit another 3.
And you don't want to foul. And you don't want to foul if you're Duke. Now, I couldn't get into Duke because I couldn't spell Duke, but I like to think they're intelligent enough to know you don't foul right here. Just back away. Great effort. Great effort by the kids from Miami.
Diaz.
Oh, he keeps him a little bit alive.
Now, that's why I didn't think the shot before from height was that bad. They can hit those shots.
Wow. Wow.
I mean, they can hit shots from anywhere. And Frank Haith wants to know what happened here. He thought he had a timeout. Down by 2 with 5.7 seconds and a foul. And Frank Haith really upset. He wanted a timeout right after that bucket. Somehow he didn't get it.
You almost had your scoop. And look who's going to the line. Yeah. And look who's going to the line.
Foul was on height.
He's only the all-time free throw shooter. Number 1, 92% for a career. First free throw of the game. That tells you he's not being aggressive with the basketball. That tells you he's becoming passive and reverting to shooting 3s.
I'll take what he's done today.
Oh, today, no, he's been great making 3s, no doubt. But he's even better when he's attacking
you're right.
to the free throw line.
25 points for Redick, 16 in this half. Now Duke pressuring, trying to take some time off. Harris, no time to pass. And Diaz will launch one at the buzzer. No good. And Duke wins it 80-76. What a ball game.
Terrific game. Great job at the end by Duke getting the ball in Reddick's hands. Now take a look at Miami. There's that jump shot by Diaz, and then they got a foul on Reddick. They're going to have one coming up here. Oh, there it is. There's the bump. They call that bump on him. I don't know about that call. I don't know about that call. Guys battling. I mean, that should be, I don't know. I have a problem with that call. I have a little problem with that call, Mike. I really do. I think that's inconsequential. It's 90 feet away from the goal. They're battling for the ball. Come on now. That call, to me, was absolutely erroneous.
Neither team led by more than 6 points in what was just a sensational ball game. Let's go to Doris.
JJ, it has been a struggle for this team over the last couple of weeks. Exactly how hard has it been?
It's been very difficult because we're not really used to losing, and to lose 2 games in a row, ACC games, and 1 at home, it was tough for us to deal with. But this team rebounded well this week. We came out a little flat defensively in the first half, but we got the job done today.
Chris Collins told me at half that this team was absolutely feeling pressure and that the staff tried to relieve that pressure. How did they try to do that?
Talking about at halftime or just this week?
Just this week.
This week they were just very positive with us. I think, we had a great regular season. Certainly it ended on a sour note. But, they try to remind us that we did a great job throughout the course of the season. Our body of work for the year was very good, and to move on to the next play, which is the ACC tournament.
You shot like your old self. How did it feel? Is it good to be back and have fun?
Yeah, it felt good. I missed my first 4 shots, and then after that, I felt great shooting the ball. But more importantly than that, I thought our defense in the second half was just great.
Congratulations, guys. I think the slump is officially over.
Doris, absolutely. Here's how the brackets stand now. Duke advances after a brutal battle against Miami. They'll meet the winner of NC State Wake Forest tonight. Carolina, Virginia, Boston College, and Maryland. Hope you'll stay with us throughout the day and evening. J.J. Redick, 25 points in this ball game. Once again, the final 80-76 up next on ESPN2. College game night followed by the ACC quarterfinals. Wake and NC State. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. He has the shooting touch and the heart of an assassin. Along with Dick Vitale, Doris Burke, and our entire ESPN crew. I'm Mike Patrick. Now here's Scott Reese.
Hi, everyone, and good to have you along with College Game Night. Scott Reese side by side with Doug Gottlieb. We expected a great game between Duke and Miami, and we got it. The Dukies, Doug, avoid their first 3-game losing streak since 1996. However, Dick Vitale wasn't a big fan of that ending, and I know you were even less so.
Well, I mean, just takes away from the game. Let's just be honest. Duke earned that win. They took better shots down the stretch, whereas Miami was casting up deep threes. J.J. Redick got into the lane and created mid-range jump shots. That's why they won. But when Miami hits a 3 to put them down 2, there's no foul on this play. I mean, there's no reason to call it. Tell me where the foul is. Why would Miami want to foul? I mean, listen, I understand if it's the worst free throw shooter on the court and you want to bump away from the ball to create a foul. And somebody was trying to call timeout on the floor. Frank Haith doesn't understand it. I don't understand it. And it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. Why would anyone possibly want to put the best free throw shooter in the ACC on the line to win the game when they're up 2? That makes no sense. This was a horrible call. And look, if you're going to reprimand officials when they make erroneous technical foul calls, like the Florida State Duke game, why wouldn't you reprimand an official when he makes an erroneous call here? There was no foul. There's no reason to call it. And frankly, at some point, a ref needs to swallow his whistle.
You're not suggesting Duke's getting preferential treatment.
No. There has nothing to do with Duke being preferential treatment. What it is an official's a human. You start to anticipate the calls. Yep. And they anticipated that J.J. was being bumped or held so that he couldn't catch the ball. Really, it's quite the opposite. Miami, I'm sure, was thinking we need to do everything to keep him from getting the ball without fouling. And the one assignment you have is whatever you do, don't foul J.J. He's the last guy we want on the free throw line.
Regardless of the validity of that foul, J.J. had a Redick-like game. He finished with 25 points. And with all the mental and physical exhaustion that has been the talk of conversation throughout the week, this had to be a big load off his back to finally get back on track.
Yeah, and I think really where he improved his game, where he kind of recaptured the glory, was not the three-point shots. It's where he's moving without the basketball, catching, and you can always stare down a guy and hit it from 30. But where J.J. Tourney made his mark today was this last jump shot, mid-range. His jumper before that, mid-range. He made the statement that, hey, look, I am a guy who understands shot selection, whereas Miami did not. J.J. Redick has improved his game steadily over a 4-year career because he can put the ball on the deck and create his own shot. Other guys just become shooters, just become chuckers. He's improved, and that's why he is off this slump, or he is off the snide, if you will.
Duke, the top seed in the conference tournament, now awaits the winner of NC State and Wake Forest, which can be seen right here on ESPN2 in about 20 minutes. And then a bit later, Doug, it's the 3-6 game between Boston College and Maryland. How much further do the Terps need to go to get onto the right side of the bubble?
Well, they have to win this one. There's no question. There's no discussion unless they beat Boston College. Because right now, they're 8-8 in conference play. They have 1 win in the conference tournament, but 3 of those 9 wins in ACC play, 3 are over Georgia Tech. You know, so this team is going to be judged by how they play down the stretch, even more so than their non-conference, because remember, Maryland lost their leading scorer, Chris McCray, to academics. Since they've lost McCray, they're 7-7 in conference play. But of those 7 wins, none are against NCAA tournament caliber teams. So you look at their resume, and it's pretty clear here. They're 2-7 versus the top 50 RPI. You get a win, it's 3-7. You creep into the conversation. They'll need some help. You know, they didn't get help yesterday when Temple took down George Washington. They'll be, again, in the discussion. You beat Boston College. You'll be on the bubble. You win 2 games. Now you're probably in the NCAA tournament.
Just a 500 team, as you pointed out earlier, since Chris McCray went down with the injury. And again, a win over BC certainly would go a long way toward.
Before, I think that's really helped Kentucky, the fact that they know it's 1 and out, and they're playing a lot better right now. Randolph Morris inside could be the difference, and Rajon Rondo has got to get to the rim. They've got to push it in transition. They don't want to grind it out. I like Kentucky.
Florida and LSU.
I love LSU. I like the big guy inside. Glenn Davis, double-doubles. I don't know how they're going to stop him because Florida is not that good playing post defense.
I'm going to go with Florida in this one. I think Florida is going to get up and down the floor. I think they're a little bit of the better team. I like their big guys inside. I'm going with Florida. Torian Green's got to play his best basketball.
Big 12 semifinals, Texas A&M and Texas.
Got to go with Longhorns. They're just solid. A 2-3 zone can work. I just think they're on a mission with LaMarcus Aldridge and company.
A lot of people on a mission. I'm going to go with Texas. I think Texas is the better team here. They could be bursting the bubble. Everybody says Texas A&M is in. They still better play well.
How many converts do you get on that mission? Nebraska and Kansas.
Kansas. Love the young kids. I just think Bill Self's done the best coaching job of his career. Kansas Jayhawks to get this done.
I like Kansas in this one. I think Kansas is the better team. That doesn't mean they're going to win. They got to get out to 3-point shooters.
Big Ten, Indiana, Ohio State.
Ohio State, the Buckeyes on a mission. Why? Not for #1 seed. This is where they want to get to that championship game so they can march on to a national title.
Another mission. I'm going to go with Ohio State because they're 2 very like teams, but I'm going to go with Ohio State in this one because they're older.
Michigan State and Iowa.
Michigan State, they showed what they can do last night, knocking off Illinois. When Davis, Ager, and Brown play, they're good.
I like Michigan State in this one as well. I think Michigan State, they've had 2 really good games against this team. They didn't play as well at Carver Hawkeye Arena, blew them out at Michigan State. I'm taking Michigan State.
Pac-10, Cal, UCLA.
The Bruins, I got to go with the Bruins. It's not Pauley Pavilion, but you love UCLA because I used to have a little luck against them.
Who's going to guard Leon Poe? I'm going with Cal in this one. I think Cal is going to win the ball game because they're on a mission.
And the Big East on ESPN tonight, Syracuse and Pittsburgh.
I've got to go with Syracuse. Jerry Mack, you're just getting it done. You find ways, and it's the miracle game.
Well, the sentimental choice is Syracuse. I'm going to go with Pitt. I think Pitt is deeper. I think they're on a mission as well. I like Pittsburgh in this ball game.
And a quick update on Villanova's Allen Ray, that eye injury not as bad as feared from Andy Katz. Eye drops will be the treatment. Not sure if he'll be able to go yet. ACC semifinals coming your way now.
Greensboro, North Carolina, the literal and figurative heart of the Atlantic Coast Conference, has been a welcome sight for surprising Wake Forest, resurgent Duke, rapidly improving North Carolina, and intimidating Boston College.
Go BC! Go BC! Go BC! Go BC!
Greensboro is definitely ACC country. It's very intense, a lot of camaraderie.
When it does come back to town,